In this video, we'll be looking at the TEXTAFTER formula. If you've ever had a list of data in a spreadsheet and needed to collect everything that appeared after a certain word, character, or symbol, this formula makes it very easy. It's much simpler than the older combinations of the mid, right, and search formulas. Let's take a look at how it works. The TEXTAFTER formula has two required parameters that you have to fill in. And then, as you see, it has a few optional parameters that are signified by them being inside square brackets. The first parameter is the cell reference that contains your source data. The second parameter is the delimiter, or the character that you want to use as the separator. The third parameter is one we will also touch on, and that is the instance number. If your source data has multiple instances of the delimiter, you can specify which one it should use as the separator. If you ignore this parameter, the default will be the first instance. And finally, I am going to jump to the last parameter, which is what Excel will return if it cannot find the delimiter you specify in the text. By default, this will be an NA error message, but you can clean that up if you wish. In this first example here, we'll type out our formula, and then we're going to specify that A2 is the source data. Then after a comma, we'll put a space in double quotes. When I press enter, the result is everything after the space, in this case, Smith. For our second example, we'll show what happens with and without using the optional instance number parameter. Again, we'll type out our formula, and then specify that A3 is the source data. Then after a comma, we'll put a hyphen in double quotes as our delimiter. When I press enter, you'll see that it returns everything after the first hyphen that it finds. Now I'll go back in and edit this formula, and just before the close paren, I'll add another comma, and then for the instance number, I'll put 2. Now when I close this out and hit enter, you see that it returns only the data after the second comma. For these last two, I'm going to show a couple of tricks that you can do with the last parameter in the formula, which tells Excel what to do if it can't find the delimiter you specify. The first example isn't really even a trick. We'll just type out our formula, specify A4 as the source data, and then we're going to put a colon in double quotes. Now see what happens when I close it out. I get the nasty looking NA error. So now we'll go back into our formula. I'll put in 4 commas until the bold part of the formula shows we are in the if not found parameter, and then we'll enter not found in double quotes. Now, when we press enter, it gives us a nicer message than the standard error. So now let's go more advanced, into the world of embedding formulas inside one another. Imagine you had a spreadsheet that was full of data structured like lines 4 and 5 here, when some of them have an @ sign separator and some of them have a colon. Instead of writing different formulas for each line, we can embed one TEXTAFTER inside another. Let's take a look at it and slowly figure it out. I'm going to go back into the formula we just typed, and I'm going to delete the not found. So now we're telling Excel what to do if we can't find a colon in cell A4. Instead of putting not found or some other text inside double quotes, I can tell Excel that if it doesn't find the colon symbol, execute another TEXTAFTER formula with different parameters. So in the if not found section, I'll start typing TEXTAFTER. Note we don't need another equal sign. You only ever need one at the very beginning of a cell if you are writing formulas. Now I'll type an open paren and reference A4 as our source cell. Then I'm going to put an @ symbol as the delimiter. Now, if I wanted, I could go into the if not found section of this formula too and embed another TEXTAFTER, but let's not go crazy. Now I'm going to type my closed paren. Note here that Excel helpfully starts to put open and closed parens in different colors. This is to help you try and keep track of how many layers deep you are when you are layering formulas on top of each other. So here, we see that our latest TEXTAFTER formula has a red open and a red closed paren, and our original TEXTAFTER has a white open and closed paren. This tells us that all is good. Now we'll press enter, and we see that this line now correctly pulls the data that's after the @ symbol. And if we drag this formula down, it will automatically update the source cell reference to the correct line, and this one will execute correctly using the colon. That's it for TEXTAFTER. It extracts everything after a delimiter. It works with text or symbols, supports multiple instances of a reference, and can return a custom message when things don't go as planned. If this video has been helpful, please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel for more Excel tutorials.